Okay, this is the flip side of the previous video, and the information here is essentially redundant because we've already shown this in the previous video. But I just want to show you just to review what the correct play for white is if it's white's turn to move right now. Again, we've seen in the previous movie that previous video that if it's white's turn to act right now, if it's black's turn to act, then black will win, because black will be able to control the critical square on its 4th rank, which is actually the 5th rank here, and it'll be a win for black. But since it's white's turn to act, white can move. White should move to c2, and then when black advances, white will oppose black on the same file with an odd number of squares between them. So in this case, it will be b3, and now it's going to be a draw. The best play for black is to try to, get occupy a critical square. But since white has the opposition here, black is forced to push the pawn. And now white's only correct move is to move into c4. If white moves anywhere else, it's going to be a draw, because black has the opposition right now. So it's very critical for white to make the correct move. But at this point, white is safe. So now white can actually move at various different squares. White can move to, as we've seen in previous videos, white can move to, for example, b3, d3 is also okay. So any of these are fine, except of course b5. b5 would be a losing move for white, but because then black will be able to move to d5 and then occupy a critical square over here, d4, in front of the pawn. But any of the other 3 squares on the 3rd rank here is okay for white. Now black's best move is to move his king forward. Now white has the opposition against black. Now, I mean, again, white can move into any of these squares, really. Doesn't have to be c3. But yeah, but that's the best move. I mean, that's the simplest move. At this point, white must move into c2, because otherwise white would lose the opposition. And as you can see, it's going to wind up being a draw. So this is just to recap material that we've already covered, and plenty of examples in previous videos.